So the point 110 is on the graph of f of x, and we have to determine its coordinates of the point under the transformation y plus 4 equals f of x minus 5. Now whenever I get a question that deals with these transformations, I'd always like to start off with the general form for any transform function. So you can look this formula up on your diploma formula sheet. X minus h plus k. You can show it to your right here. It's listed about midway through the page. So this describes any transform function into one neat, compact place. So we're going to take the function that they give us and try to make it look like this one so we can compare them to each other. So y plus 4 equals f of x minus 5. That's what we're given. So to make it look like the general form, we got to get this 4 to the other side. So it kind of matches up with this k. So y equals f of x minus 5 minus 4. Okay, so now this line is looking pretty close to the top one here. But you see on the top line we have a plus here in front of the k. And we've got a negative sign here. So we got to change that. So we do that by putting our plus and putting our minus 4 just in brackets here. Okay, now we're really matching up here. And we're ready to look at our two translations. So let's go ahead and look at the vertical translation first. So the vertical translation always happens when you have your function that looks some kind of function here and plus k. So we have our kind of function here, and here's our k value. And we said whenever k is greater than 0, it's going to shift it up. And whenever k is less than 0, it's going to shift it down. So in our case here, we can see that our k value is equal to negative 4. What's in this brackets here? Okay, so negative 4, is it greater than 0 or less than 0? Well, it's less than 0, so it's going to be a shift down by 4 units. Okay, so that's the vertical translation part. We got that figured out. Now we got to do the horizontal translation. And that always looks like this. Y equals f of x minus h. So now instead of being outside the brackets like this k, it's now inside the brackets, and it's going to shift it either left or right. And we said if h is greater than 0, it's going to shift it to the right. And if it's less than 0, it's going to shift it to the left. So in our case here, we can see we want in the form of x minus h, and we have an x minus 5. So just by looking at it, you can see that our h value is equal to 5. H is equal to 5. So you just put the correct sign in front of it, and then whatever chunk is left, that's what these values are equal to. So with h equal to 5, that's greater than 0, so it's going to be a shift to the right by 5 units. Okay, so it said we started off with the point 110, and these two transformations happen to it. Okay, so I'll graph this out just to help us visualize what's going on. So here's our x, here's our y. We start off with the point 1 and 10. So we'll say it's right here, our point P. And it says we're going 4 units down. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the x value is still 1, and the y value changed to 6. So we'll call it P prime. 1 and 6. So that was the vertical translation. And with the vertical translation going right 5 units, we can do that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now our x value changed to be equal to 6. That's just 1 plus 5. And our y value stayed the same. So our final point here is at 6, 6. So the point 110 went to the point 6, 6. So the answer here is B.